Hey Blue Marble Riders, on a little bit of a test ride today with the MTO9. Tried the XSR900, and it's my last choice before I buy something I want. Triple cylinder, same engine configuration as all the 900s. The XSR900 is the other one that I liked a lot. The indicator on, I'm in second gear right now. Very light, very canted forward. Just went out on an FJR1300, bit disappointing. Alright, so what do I notice right away? Right away I notice it's just like the XSR in that it is very pokey, but controlled. I'm in A mode. This is the very quick one. Very smooth, lovely. Unlike the 1000 I've got where it's very hard to twist it all the way. This one, you seem to be able to work it. It seems like a smaller bike than it is. I'm not saying it's not powerful, it's more powerful likely, but it gives you that feeling of being able to really work this. Immediate on-tap power. Front end wanted to come up. That second gear change. Woo! Okay. So back on the MTO9. Nice, definitely a triple. Not so much whine as what I'm noticing is the Triumphs, which I like. I don't like that whine. Yeah, very, very light. Feels very light at speed. I'm quite liking it. Do not like the sitting position. Hell, I'm canted forward. It's almost like at cross purposes. What I'm seeing is I'm thrown forward by the seat, and yet my arms, the bars are not low enough, so they're kind of pronging me back, and I've got this really bizarre feeling. I feel like if the front of the seat was up, my legs would be higher and tucked under this lovely little cutout in the tank. You really do feel like you're in the bike though, and there's not much bike in front of you. It's got that nice feeling. Feels like a little bit of a shimmy on the front wheel on this one, but that's probably just a localized problem with this bike. So the readout's pretty standard. I'm in A mode right now, traction control 1, which will allow me to lift the wheel a couple of inches, and that's about it. Yeah, what am I in? Am I in 6th gear already? Wow. Yeah, I am in 6th gear already, and I'm doing 85 kilometers an hour. And it pulls all right in 6th gear. That's not bad. Let's go down to 5th. Let's go down to 4th. Yeah, that's better. That's more like it. Yeah, it feels nice. It seems like it's going to handle nicely, but again, I keep coming back to that canted feeling. I'm canted forward. The seating position, I'm 6 foot, 33 inch inseam. Can flat foot so easily on this bike. My legs are probably at a 70-degree angle, I would say. The pegs are about where I expect them to be, maybe a little further back. And that's partially what's forcing me forward again. I'm really appreciating the air bubble in front of me though. It's uninterrupted apart from trucks coming along the other way. It's, you know, I'm in 4th gear doing 90 kilometers an hour. It's a little vibey. I feel like my Majesticals are being thrust forth into the tank. And the only way to stop that happening is to wind your right wrist, which of course gets expensive. This is a bike that wants to go just like the XSR900. I know that it will be hard to resist this bike, hard to resist the temptation to roll that throttle and blast off, because it really is a rocket. It's a little pocket rocket, reminds me of my RD350 LC, liquid cooled in England. It feels like a two-stroke used to feel like, you know. I can't tell you what I'm doing, but it feels good. It seems to pull from all over the rev range. Love the handlebars. I love that effect. Always been a sort of a chromoly handlebar look, you know, with the what's this got? Some sort of metallic sparkle finish on it. Very nice. 2nd gear. Gearbox okay. It's very positive. It's a new bike. It's not too clunky. You know where you are immediately. How easy is it to get into neutral? Let's see. Pretty darn easy. This guy's got the stereo on behind us. That's cool. So yeah, we got an MTO7 twin banger there. My friend just went on that. Thought it was good, but didn't like the wind resistance on it. There's the FJR1300 I was on. It's a good suspension, especially for a sporty bike. It's smooth enough that I'm going over these cracks and I'm not feeling too much at all. I like the suspension a lot, and yet it trembles. The bike trembles below you. You know, it's eager. You know, it's got that eager tremble, that nervous tremble. The suspension is telling you what the road surface is like without being uncomfortable at all. The engine, very smooth. I'm getting a few vibes through my backside. I don't know what I'm pulling at RPM right now, 7,000 I think, in 4th gear. If I change up, that smooths it out a little bit. So at 7,000 RPM, I think that's what I'm at. 7,000 RPM, I'm getting some vibes in my seat, just slightly though, nothing. It just makes you feel alive vibes, nothing uncomfortable. I dare say over thousands of miles you might get annoying, but it's easy enough to get rid of. Just change it up. Change it up, slip down to about 4,000 or 5,000 RPM, and she's quite silky. Okay, we got a left turn Clyde here. Yeah, she's good, and I noticed I had to tell my friend who was riding that on the way down here to turn his indicator off, and I can see why now. I'm not really getting the vibe the indicator's on from the panel. My eyes I'm so far forward, and maybe it's something to do with this camera I've got on right now. Very flickable. Yeah, that's nice. Quite the wind blast now, of course you'd expect it. That's like complaining about a Ferrari not being able to fit your golf clubs in it. Ridiculous complaints, and I'm not complaining too bad. I'll go on this side I guess, Guy, if you're not gonna hold your station. So I'm in 6th gear now, 107, and she's scooting along really nicely, extremely responsive in 6th gear. Definitely has a peculiar note. You can tell you're going quickly. The engine feels powerful, but it has the character, the vibes, as it were, and the feeling that you're ringing it of a much smaller engine. There's no doubt this is much more capable than a smaller engine. I'm not knocking it. It actually gives you a very satisfactory feeling that you're wringing the gads out of the engine when actually you're not. It's a nice feeling like that. I like it. I like it a lot. Front wheel. That was off the ground. Tracer 900's got some poke because he's still with me, and I gave it a little bit of welly there, not much, but a little. But let's say 2/3 of its capacity, and he had no problem staying with me. Same engine, Tracer 900 GT in this. I suspect this is a little lighter, but if you want to go touring, that's probably the version of this you want. I wonder if they've calmed the engine down a little bit or smoothed it out in the upper revs, because that, you know, the upper revs for sure, if it's as short geared as this, and this is very short geared, if it's as short geared as this bike is, then I think it's going to be a fairly uncomfortable ride. I don't like the readout because I can't really tell. I've got to duck down to see where I am on the RPMs, take my eyes off the road to do that. So it's another one of these digital displays, and it looks like it says I'm about 7? Okay, 7,000 RPM. Maybe it's 5, I can't tell. 1, 2, 3, 4, I don't know. It's hard to tell. Just because of the color of it. That looks like a 9. I don't know what I'm on here. Can't tell you. I'm just trying to take a look at it here. 8, 9, I'm not liking the switch gear on it either. It's just as awkward as the FJR. I had trouble with that. I ride 3 different bikes, so it's not as if I'm stuck on one bike. But this doesn't come naturally to me yet. Horn's in a weird place too. Okay, so what's she like? Highway speed. Smooth. Engine is smooth at this RPM. Just literally, it looks like it's given out. It's 4,000 RPM. Okay. 5,000. Starting to get a few vibes in the seat pan. Definitely, you know, obviously a lot of wind blast, but even. Nothing I couldn't live with. I think if you were going for many miles like this, I can feel a definite pull on my arms. My helmet, you know, when I turn it sideways, it wants to carry on going. As I've got a peak on it, so it doesn't help. The power is instant. Very nice, it's clearly there, and it's very wide too. It's not running out of poke. 6th gear, just coming into its own at 5,000 RPM. Plenty of poke there. But a hell of a lot of wind blast. Question is this too much CC for around town? Do you need this much CC? Would you get away with 700? Well, my answer to that is no. And I'm aware there's that article online. The XSR900 is not the bike you want its younger brother, the XSR700. Someone wrote that, but you're wrong. You don't want it. One, the forks, the suspension on the front end for me aren't very good, and two, it's a twin. And if you're going for a triple, that hardly fits the bill. So until they release an XSR 700 as a triple, I guess Triumphs are your other option. But I would still get this over a 700. And I can actually feel a little bit of, not head shake, head weave on it. It may be just the wind catching my elbows, I'm holding lightly onto them, but it's definitely transferring into the bike, and there is this definite wobble from side to side at, well, I've still got it, I'm doing 120. The buffet perhaps from in front is hitting me on the sides. The bike is so sensitive to handling that you're getting knocked slightly. It would be a massive shame and insult to put a steering damper on this bike. But if you were doing a lot of touring, I would be putting a little windshield on it and a steering damper. Whether you can get panniers for something like this is another matter. If you look in the mirror right now, that's the touring version of this, and that would be a better option. This is a street bike. Around town, hooligan hooning, and it would definitely lends itself well to that. It's very responsive, even in 6th gear. I'm pulling 4,000 RPM right now, and I can crack it like that, and it goes. Doesn't complain at all. Marvelous engine on this thing, marvelous. Power in all the rev range, instant response, even at 6th gear doing 80 or 90, it's amazing. It does run out of gear quickly, although it doesn't actually run out of gear because it's got so much power that it will just rip you up through the 6th gear, no doubt, until you hit the stops. The ergonomics on this thing, though, are for a younger man, someone perhaps who's so young that their balls haven't descended, because my Majesticals are getting thrust purposefully into the back of the tank, and you can't seem to go fast enough to stop that happening. And now it's a pussycat. I'm in 4th gear, 4,500 RPM, 70 kilometers an hour, smooth as silk. Only things bugging me are my Majesticals. I know I keep going on about it, but you know, unless you're female, I think you might have a problem with the seating position on this bike. I'm okay, I've had children already, but for you younger riders, you might want to consider some sort of seat change or perhaps a different vehicle, because I didn't get this on the XSR900, folks. It's the same bike, same chassis, same engine, and I just felt a little nicer all round. And that's that. A nice looking bike, but I definitely have a buzz. Not where you'd expect to have it. I'm not a big fan of the insect look.
Oh yeah,
but it's a compact bike, sporty, lithe. What I liked about it was extremely smooth, lovely suspension, supple, but compared with my Vstrom, isolated from the road feeling. You couldn't really fall in and fall out of corners and know what was going on. It was easy to get in. Well, I won't say it was easy actually. But compared with the FJR, where there was a screen, it's electronic, you think before you get moving, wow, that's fantastic. You move the screen up and down on that thing and there is absolutely no way for me at a 6 foot to get a position where I'm not getting buffeted to death. Even on low, I'm getting more wind buffet than this. At least on this, it's even. On the FJR, I was getting pulses off this, vortices off the windshield. When I raised it up, it didn't stop all the air hitting me. It just deflected it in some weird manner, and I was getting pulses on my shoulders, on the sides, and on the very top of my helmet. It was most uncomfortable. I would definitely replace the shield on the FJR1300. For around, you know, average day commuting riding, nah, it just didn't do it for me. I thought, you know, maybe in the future I'll go for something even bigger than the Vstrom for 2-up, but I don't think so. That thing was not pleasant to ride. I would have to give it a thumbs up for the smoothness of the engine and the suspension, and a thumbs down for the wind protection and the position. And yeah, the seating position, it was way too far forward again. Same thing, a very sporty seating position on that. And if you're touring for thousands of miles, assuming that's why you're getting a 1300 with electronic suspension and all sorts of wonderful modes on it, and variable windshield, etc., why the heck are you canted so far forward? It's a heavy beast too. You do notice that bike. Good Lord, going through round corners, it's it goes in, and it's not as if you have to input hard. It just feels like it's got a lot of inertia, and it just takes its time to get in there. Lower speeds it's quicker, but the faster you go, the more the thing wants to track in a straight line, which I guess is wonderful if you're on interstates.
Once again, thanks for watching everyone. If this is the first time you've watched, please consider subscribing. I do product reviews, motorcycle reviews, off-road and on-road vlogs, as well as tours. Don't forget to follow me on social media, that's Instagram, Facebook and Twitter, and to like, and especially, I'm begging you here folks, subscribe. This is the BlueMarbleRider, out.